Hello,
This just in, I went for a walk 4 days ago, and it was too hot for me to wear a sweater. I was almost dying. And today, what is that outside my window? It is snow.
It's
Back
not
to
really.
you.
It's not really.
Yes, I just walked my dog, and there were snowflakes on my sweater.
We'll get to that in a minute. Hello, everyone. This is the Friday Coffee Klatsch, where Dani and Maya have lunch, drink coffee, and talk about life, yarn, and everything else in that order. So, tell us again about snow.
Yeah, I just walked my dog. So the other day for Valentine's Day, me and my hubby went for a double date with a couple of our friends, and the first part of that double date was we walked around town playing Pokemon Go because there are a ton of Pokestops in our town. And so we walked around town playing Pokemon Go, and I was wearing a sweater, like a fairly light sweater like this. This is like heavier than what I was wearing, honestly. And we walked around town, and I was like, I am going to die. It is so hot outside. If I'd known it was going to be so hot, I would have worn short sleeves, and I'm wearing I was wearing knee-length socks under my pants to stay warmer. And I was like, no, it's so cold. It's so hot. I don't need all of this. And then just now I went to walk my dogs before the stream so they don't pee in my house. And there was I saw falling, and I was like, okay, is that just like tree dust? Because we live in a bunch of tree cover. So I was like, is that just tree dust or what is? And then
I think they call it pollen, ma'am.
Well, it's not always just pollen. I say tree dust or like tree crumbs because it's pollen or leaves or like a little bit of a branch falling off or something, and just tree droppings. So is it tree dust or is it like? And so I held my arm out because snow will like stick to clothes and not melt because your clothes aren't as warm as your actual skin. And so I held my sweater out for a second, and I saw like 4 or 5 little snowflakes just land right on my sleeve. And it is currently snowing.
Well, it is 39 degrees in your area.
But it was so hot the other day.
Meanwhile, it is 65 degrees where I am. And I've got my fan out, not just because of hot flashes, but because it's 65 degrees. It's supposed to be a high of 70 today.
I have a heater beside me right now. Luckily, it's the quiet heater.
I haven't turned my heater on in 3 days. It was 75 degrees for the last 2 days.
I have not stopped turning my heater on since we started turning it on for the winter. So cold.
So, I'm having you can't see it. I don't know why I can try. I can't ever get the angles right.
What you got?
I'm having linguine or fettuccine, a frozen Marie Callender meal. But I opened it up and I cook it and I stir it up, and there's these giant red peppers in it. And it's like, ugh. I don't like red peppers.
Oh, okay. I thought you liked red pepper. Red bell peppers?
I like green bell peppers. I like yellow bell peppers. Red bell peppers have a weird taste to me. But usually it's like, I'll just put up with them. But these were so big. It's like, no.
So prominent.
I was just picking them out because they were huge. They weren't like little diced ones. They were like big ones. Like, no.
That's what I do anytime I get fried rice at an Asian food place. Anytime I get Asian food, I get fried rice. I pick all the peas out because carrots I can do, onions I love, like egg is no problem for me. I hate peas so much, and I will like have a pile of peas on the side of my plate.
Usually in something like that, like fried rice or something like that, or even in this fettuccine. I don't know why I keep saying linguine. In this fettuccine, it's like there's so many vegetables and it's all diced up and everything. And it's just too much trouble to pick it out. But this one and the meal I had
chunky
the other day, the meal I had the other day was all diced up. But for some reason, when they assembled it, they had all the peppers in one corner, and then all the chicken in another corner, and then all the corn in another corner.
They gave you a pasta bento box.
And even as much as I dislike red pepper, I hate it even more when it's mixed with corn. It gives corn the corn and the red pepper together make such a weird taste in my mouth that I just do not like them together. So the corn was over to the side and the big pile of red peppers, and I'm like, thank you for putting it in the corner so I can just dump this off. But usually the only reason I mention this is to say I feel like that's just another sign. Everything I look at these days feels like another sign that I am getting older, because
Mhm.
usually I would just put up with it. But now it's like, no, I don't like red peppers. Life is too short for me to eat another nasty food. Let me dump this right now.
Well, as the perfect segue, I am also getting older, and today I am eating cake bowl. I got a
Cake
cake
bowl.
cake bowl. I literally just got a little baby cake and flipped it over. And I mean, because I'm the only one eating this cake. This cake is for me. I'm the only one because I didn't have anybody come over this year. I'm 30, y'all. I didn't have anybody come over this year, and so I just got a little baby cake and I flipped
Say
it
it a little
over.
louder for people in the back.
I'm 30. I'm
Oh,
dying. I'm aging before your very eyes. I might wither away. But I got a
and
baby
what?
cake and I
And
flipped it
we're
over.
turning 30, and what does that mean? It makes me feel old. How dare you turn 30?
I tried. I really tried to stay 29 for the next 5 years, and it's just the government won't allow it.
Whatever. So you're having your cake bowl.
Yes, I have cake bowl, which I ate most of yesterday. There's still some cake left though, because it was just a little $10 cake. And I have my presents. My presents from you specifically, because I got my other birthday
I don't know
presents
why
ready.
you didn't just open them yesterday when you got them.
Because I wanted to open them on stream.
If it was your birthday, you should. I got them so you could open them on your birthday, you goofy girl.
We are now having an unboxing where I can't open anything because I don't have my scissors. Oh no! Cheese and crackers. There's got to be. There's got to be a better way. Hey, that perforated line is never lined up. You should know this. All right. Number 1. Oh! I was just looking at these on my wish list the other day. Oh! They're the little keyring crochet hooks. Oh my goodness. Hang on. Let me. Oh my goodness. Open the package so you can see clearly. I'm notoriously bad with packaging, so this is why I don't have an unboxing channel. That and I'm poor. Oh my goodness. There we go. It's a little key ring of crochet hooks. So I can always have, so I can stop losing my crochet hooks when I have my key on my hip. So I've got crochet hooks. It's got a 5mm, my baby, a 4mm, next favorite child, and a 3mm, the middle child.
So now you'll have to tell me how well those work so I can see whether I want to buy some for myself.
They'll probably work really well. They're little, so they stop basically right where you would hold your hand. And so I could probably, well, because with crochet hooks, you don't need anything to stay on the hook. I've been knitting, and so I'm thinking about loops staying on the hook, but I'm not doing Tunisian crochet. So with the crochet, you only need the one.
It's more about being able to hold them, which is what I was thinking, is if they're too short to be comfortable to hold.
Well, we will find out today, because I actually went and grabbed my sweater before the stream today. So I will be working on my sweater while we were playing today. Oh no, I was just talking about my crowded little hammock nook. Okay, you're going to be trash corner until I can go get the trash bag. Okay. And package number 2. Oh, this is a tearing bag. I can rip this open. Those bubblers you can't really tear open. This is a tearing bag. Ooh, this is clothing. This is clothing. What clothing is it? What clothing is it? Hey! Ooh, I love it! It says minding my black-owned business, because guess who owns a business and is black, baby? On Black History Month.
It looks good.
I'm so excited. I kind of wish that I opened this one early so I could be wearing it for the stream. Ah! I love it.
I was hoping it would look as good as it did in the picture.
It does. It looks very good. Because sometimes when you see those Amazon shirts, the quality can be kind of low, but it looks very, very good. I like it.
Well, good. I'm glad.
Guess who's going to start wearing this on the reg? This shirt is going to get worn out so I can wash it and wear it 700 times.
You could wear when you work.
Oh, yeah. I can wear it at farmer's market and stuff.
Farmer's market.
Absolutely. Thank you. Those were gifts from her. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. So, anything else about life we want to talk about?
Car stuff. Again, for anybody who has been following around, does it feel like my car has been in the shop for a month? Does it feel like my car has been breaking down for a month? That's because it has. insane. So we just last Monday, we put our car in, or no, before last Monday, last Thursday or Friday, we put our car in the shop because it broke down while hubby was going to get groceries, right? So Monday, I go to get it out of the shop and I called them and I was like, "Hey, is the car ready?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, it was ready yesterday or the day before yesterday." Um, they just didn't call me. Um, and I was like, okay, so what was wrong with it? And they said, oh, it was too low on antifreeze and it had too much oil in it. I had a feeling it was going to have too much oil in it because we just have various oil leaks in our car. And so when the car wouldn't start, the boys called me and I was like, oh, well, have you checked the oil? Did you try putting oil in it? So they probably panicked and put oil in it and put too much oil in it. That I kind of figured might have happened. Just trying to get the car to start so it would drive home so we wouldn't have to pay to have it towed. But I didn't know it was too low on antifreeze. Side note, how many resources do I need to keep track of in my car? I need somebody to list what resources I need to keep track of in my car and how often I need to check them. Because gas, oil, antifreeze, power steering fluid, those are the four that I have to keep track of right now because my car is old. But anyway, so I call him and he said,
anybody watching, she hasn't been a driver for very long. It's not unlike most people here in our area who start driving at 14 and officially get their license at 16. She, was a full-on legal voting adult before she got her license.
Yeah, I want to say I was 21 or 22 when I got my proper license and didn't just have a permit. And then I was 20, I think it was later on that year when I was 22 when I got my first car. So I have not been driving and I'm 30 now, as we said at the top. So you can do the math. But I called him and he was like, yeah, it was low on antifreeze. It was like real low on antifreeze. And he said, oh, let me go check and see if they found a leak in it. And he came back and didn't say that they found a leak in it. So I'm like, okay, maybe they didn't find a leak in it. And I just didn't check one of these resources that the car gods don't tell you that you need to check. So I go and pick up the car and the lady is super nice. The guy who runs the place just makes me uncomfortable. I think he just has that awkward Southern, I only say words that are important kind of personality. But she's a chatterbox and she'll talk with me. And so I came in and I was like, hi, so-and-so, it's me just picking up my car. And she's like, yeah, they said there was way too much oil in there and you were real low on antifreeze. And I was like, okay. So I pick up the car and think that we're hunky-dory. That was checked on. And so now I know I need to start checking the antifreeze just in case. That was earlier this week. We've only driven the car maybe 3 times. And then this morning I go to drive my husband to work and our car stops dead while we're trying to drive to go pick him up. And this is like 4 miles down the road from our house. And I was like, why? What is going on? Why is the car not starting? We open up the hood and I was like, well, check the antifreeze. We open up the hood. The antifreeze is completely empty. So either we have a leak that they did not tell me about that I need to keep track of, or when they gave me the car back, they did not put any antifreeze in it. They said, yeah, you keep antifreeze in there, otherwise your car will overheat. But when the car cooled down, we were able to crank it and drive it and everything, because that was the issue that they were having. The car shut off before, would not turn on, couldn't do anything, had to have it towed. And so she was like, yeah, while the car was sitting here overnight and we got it in the morning, we were able to crank it and just drive it into the garage and everything. I was like, okay. But then we checked it this morning and it was completely out of antifreeze. So either there is a leak or they did not put antifreeze in the car. And if they did not put antifreeze in the car, what did I pay them like $50 for 30 minutes for? She said they worked for about 30 minutes looking at the car. She charged me $55 for it. Why does this $55 not include you putting antifreeze in my car? Especially if both of them said it was low on antifreeze. Both of them said it was low on antifreeze. Mm-hmm. You were low on antifreeze. That implies that it is no longer low on antifreeze because you filled it up.
Mm-hmm. Well, since you're friendly with the one lady, maybe you should call her and say, I need some clarification. Did they find a leak when in the antifreeze? Did they put antifreeze in there? I mean, don't be antagonistic. Just say you want to clarify.
Yeah, I'm not going to be antagonistic because none of this is her fault. She is super nice. It's just I'm just very frustrated because it feels like every time I go to any kind of car place, because there's the one main car place that we go to, and then there's our like backup car place that we go to that's actually closer, but I try not to go there because our neighbor recommends them. He's been going to them for 15 some odd years, but he's also an old white man. I feel like every time I go there, I'm getting stared at and getting talked about and getting treated some kind of way because I'm black. And that really could all just be in my head, but I do not get the good vibes from that place, and so I try not to go there if I can help it. Or I get like Wayne and Christian, my roommate, who Christian's not white. He is Mexican, like Mexican and Native American, but he is a cave gremlin and stays inside and gets no vitamin D, so he is so pale he can pass most of the time. And so usually I try to get them to go to that other mechanic if I can help it. But car stuff is just so frustrating. For the next rest of my life, I've got to keep track of all of these things. Are you kidding me? I hate it.
Well, my one life thing, and then we can get into yarn, which I should have changed our sign here, but I'm bad. I try to change the sign so you guys, if you're watching this back later, know what's going on. But
I mean, I can start vocally telling you to change the signs.
I'm not good at remembering to change the sign.
I was going to let you do it behind the scenes, but if you want me to, I can vocally tell you to change the signs.
That might help. Okay. I mean, there's no use in us pretending this is a professional broadcast. So, I just wanted to mention, just because it annoyed me. Are you still using Boost Mobile for your phone?
Yes.
Okay. So have you noticed that they changed the app that you use to pay for Boost Mobile?
No, because mine's set on auto pay, so I almost never open that app anymore.
Oh, okay. Well, they had a perfectly good app that was easy to use. It reminds me the day before my bill was due.
I'm opening it up right now.
Reminds me the day before my bill was due. And then I would go in and pay my bill. Life's hunky-dory. Take me 30 seconds. Okay. They changed to this crap called Boost One. Is this new app. And it feels, if I hadn't had Boost Mobile since your sisters were in high school, I would think Boost Mobile was a scam. Looking at this at this app. Because it's one of those apps. I don't know if you've ever been on a website or an app or whatever where they tried, or like a game, like a free to play game, where they have a section where there's all these different companies that's like, if you sign up for this, you'll get some free gems.
Yes.
If you watch this video, you'll get some free gems. If you sign up for this magazine, you'll get free. They have like a whole list of things that you can do to try to earn free gems in the game. Okay, well, this Boost Mobile app, this new Boost Mobile app has a whole list of crap for you to do to try to get, they're trying to gamify having your bill. So it's like you a whole list of stuff you can do to get money off of your monthly bill. But it doesn't take a lot off. It's like when you log in, whenever you open up the app once a day, they give you 5 of their little boost coins. And so I've got like 95 boost coins at this point, which is not even $1 yet off of my bill. And only reason I've got that is because I had, when there was problems with the internet here at the house, I was using my data to watch TikTok at night.
And you were checking your data
because I have a plan where I pay for my data, but I never use it. Like in my plan, I have like 10 gigabytes of data, and I use like maybe 1 gigabyte a month.
Not you with the fancy plan. I get 6 gigs of data. Because
I'm here to have we talked about this before, maybe not on the video, but I'm like grandfathered in.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
A million years ago. So I've got like 10 gigabytes of data for $35 a month. And an unlimited talk and text. And I What was I going to say? Oh, I never use it. So I started using it when we were having problems with the internet here at the house. And so that's the only reason I have 95 of those stupid coins. But it's like every time, but when the first time they reminded me to go pay my bill, first of all, they remind you to pay your bill with this new app, like 10 days before it's due. And I like to, it's a habit. It's a poor people habit. I pay my bill right when it's due.
Also, if you
Not
pay your
early.
bill early, it doesn't it reset your month?
I
Like
don't know.
it would reset your month 10 days early, I think. Also, I'm looking at this app, so maybe mine hasn't updated because I still have the My Boost app where it's the old app and it looks like that. Oh, let's turn this off for a second. Where you can just make a payment
Yeah.
and it's got my card number there.
Yeah, if you try to do that, if you try to make a payment, maybe it'll work for you, but because you have Android and I have iPhone.
Yeah, maybe it's just an iPhone app because mine is still the old My Boost app. I almost never open it because
I
mine's set
still
to
had
auto.
the old My Boost app, but whenever I would try to use it, it would say, "Oh no, you can't make a payment with this. Switch over to Boost One." And before they switched to Boost One for like a month, they were sending me texts every other day saying, "We're about to switch to Boost One. Why don't you go ahead and install that app now?" So they were doing it for a long time. But this app looks janky.
Yeah, that's an iPhone app.
It looks like a scam app. Okay. Not only that, but like it looks like it wasn't programmed properly. So like some of the stuff is not directly on the screen. It's like I'm gonna use my screen to demonstrate. Like you see how my hand is all the way over here?
Uh-huh.
Okay. That pinky right there is words that I need to see. That pinky right there is something I need to click on to get back to this page I was on previously. But it's over here. I can't click on
Boost.
that.
No.
It's raggedy.
Boost said we need a new app, but I don't want to pay for somebody to program this app. You know what? My neighbor's daughter works on apps. Let's go get my neighbor's daughter. She's in high school. We can get her to make this app for us. Boost. No, that sounds so bad.
It's so raggedy. The reason I bring this up is to ask, is it because that's the only reason I ever have to open the app is to pay my bill and maybe check how much data I have left on my plan. Okay. I don't do anything else with it. Okay. And as far as my service, the service is fine. I barely text. I get my data when I need my data. But is it wrong that I want to switch to another company for my service just because that app annoys me so bad?
Not just from the raggedy app. Oh no.
It's so raggedy that they make it difficult for me to pay my bill every month. And like the first time I had to pay my bill, and like I said, they remind you 10 days ahead. So of course I didn't pay right away because I know my bill's not due till like the 13th or something. Mm-hmm. And so then I forgot about it because I'm used to them reminding me the day before. So I thought, oh, they're going to send me another reminder the day before. They didn't send me another reminder. They cut my service off. Okay. So then I try to get back into the app to pay, and it won't let me get back into the app to pay. So I try to get back into the old Boost app, and it said, no, you need to use the new Boost app. And then I tried to go on the website, and it wouldn't let me. And it says, well, do you remember your password? And I tried to use because on the old Boost app,
it was a 4-digit PIN.
You use your phone number and your 4-digit PIN. No, that doesn't work on the new Boost app. And so I tried to get them to send me, so I can reset my password or whatever for this Boost app. They send it to my phone that has no service. And they don't give me service long enough to get the notification.
Boost is out here playing games.
I can't even remember how I got this bill paid the other day. I think I had to go deep in some paperwork or something and find
that password
was. I can't remember, but I finally got it paid, and then it's like, oh, I will never forget to pay this again because they shut it off. This is a mess trying to get back into this app.
That is insane.
And I'm like, and I mean, I was almost going to switch. I'm getting hot thinking about it. I was almost going to switch to Mint Mobile that day. Because you know Ryan Reynolds is all
Not Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds got you.
You know Ryan Reynolds is all up in our face on
always
YouTube.
Every other, I'll have a video in the background. All of a sudden, the ad will come in. You might think you're rewatching an ad, but actually, this is just a recycled ad, so I can save you money. I'm Ryan Reynolds. Get Mint Mobile.
Or the one where his daughter is supposedly holding the camera and the camera slides down.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
You haven't seen that?
No, I need to keep an eye out for that one. I haven't seen that one. But Mother, do you pay your bill with different cards every month?
No.
Then why do you not have it set on auto pay?
Because I don't know if the money's going to be in there. I think I'm prejudiced because like your father was always uncomfortable with auto pay. So we never set it because our money has always been kind of iffy. And so we can't know that the money's going to be there. The only things that I have set that are like auto pay are the really small ones, like our board game arena is auto pay. Okay, because that's $4 a month. Okay, let's see, I have to pay for Microsoft 365 for my job, and that's like maybe $10 or $15, and I have that on auto pay. The Disney, the Apple, all those ones that are less than $10, those are auto pay because I know we will at least have that much in the account to pay those.
See, I think we are doing things the wrong way because we have we've got our Hulu, HBO Max on auto pay. We've got the Game Pass, Xbox Game Pass stuff on auto pay. And then I've got my phone on auto pay, but I know every month how much my phone bill is because I don't have to nothing changes with my phone bill. It's just me and Wayne. I know how much it is every month. And I was tired of trying to remember to go in there and manually pay it. So once I felt like we were stable enough that we could have $60 in our account because it's $60 a month. Once I knew that we were stable enough to have $60 in the account whenever it came up. And then I just remind Wayne, hey, we need to make sure there's $60 coming up because they send me a text message when our bill is coming up. And so I'm like, hey, the bill's going to be paid in a couple days. Let's just make sure we have that money in there. But then the things that are not on auto pay, our power, our internet, our rent. Well, we can't auto pay the rent.
Yeah. None of that stuff is on auto pay. None of the big stuff is on auto pay for us either. It's all the small streaming service things that make you put them on auto pay pretty much, like Netflix and Disney. And for us it's Netflix, Disney, Apple Arcade, Netflix, Disney, Apple Arcade, Board Game Arena, and my Microsoft subscription for work.
Some of this big stuff I wish we could put on auto pay though. If we could put probably not the power, because we have a plan where we basically put money on the power and then we slowly use that money instead of us using the power and then them telling us.
But you have the budget pay.
Yeah. So instead of us using the power, they tell us. Yeah, so we have that for the power. But water, I wish that water could be on auto pay. And the internet, I wish that was on auto pay, but Wayne just doesn't want to put the internet on auto pay.
Our water bill should be on auto pay because out of all of our bills, and then we're going to switch to yarn after this. I promise. Yeah. Out of all of our bills, our local township here, they charge the worst fee if you are late with that bill. That fee is 2.5 times how much water we use. So
my goodness.
It's and I mean that's the biggest thing, because I'll be honest and transparent. When your father and I were younger, because we both came from families where the money was always tight, so we always kind of waited till the pink slip came or the yellow slip or whatever. We never paid when the bill was white. We always paid when they're sending that second notice, that yellow or pink or whatever. I don't even think they do that anymore, but that's how they used to do it.
Who gets paper bills these days?
But that's how they used to do it. The first bill would be white, and then if it was a second notice or something, it would be yellow or pink or something like that. But we always paid on the second notice or whatever. And there's always a late fee on those. And we just sucked it up, and because that's the way our parents always paid it, and we just sucked it up. And we had a discussion, several years ago about, I know it's going to be tough to do this, but we need to turn this around, because this is how much we are paying in late fees, and we could be using that money towards something else. When you're paying like $35, $45, $50 every month just for the late fee, and then multiply that on different bills, that's half a house payment, half a car payment that you could put towards something else. And we finally got that turned around. So I don't think we're paying late fees on anything these days. And I admit that we can breathe. We're still not rich, but we can breathe easier getting that turned around and not having those late fees, because the late fees will kill you. I mean, there are times where you can't help it. There are times where you can't help it. But if you can, start with one bill at a time and get it turned around to where you're not paying the late fees, for a lot of people, that would make a big difference in them having some disposable income.
Yeah, I think the only one that the bills that we do run late on are the ones that we know don't have any late fees. So we keep track of that. Wayne usually keeps track of that, because I kept track of all of the big bills at our last apartment, and this apartment, when we signed the lease, he is now keeping track of all of the big bills, and he is so much better at it than I am. I don't know why I tried to even struggle to do all of that, but
the person who's better at it should really take care of it.
He is so much better at keeping track of that. So he handles that, and then I handle the like smaller stuff, the phone bill, and then a few of the services. And then I keep track of like the passwords and stuff, because we share all of our streaming services and stuff. So I've got all the passwords for everything, and like logging into everything.
Yes, your father and I also have skills that somewhat complement each other. For years, I let him handle the whole bill thing. But it got to, and for a while it worked fine when we didn't have a lot of bills. But then as we got older and we own a house, and then we have a car payment, and we have kids, and there's a lot more bills that are happening monthly. And back when we first got together, there were no such thing as streaming services and different things that we would want to pay for.
Who's returning the Blockbuster VHSs?
And stuff like that. So he used to be able to keep it all in his head, and I let him do it, and that was fine. And then at some point we had to admit he can't keep all that in his head anymore. He'll say that he can, but he can't keep all that in his head anymore. So I'm not good with numbers. Math is not my strong suit. But I'm better at like keeping track of being organized, like putting it down on paper, and knowing that we go to this website to pay this, and we go here to pay this, and we have this account to pay this. So I'm good at that stuff. He's good at looking ahead and going, okay, well, we have this much money. If we do this, this, and this, and this, we'll be able to afford to pay everything. I'm just good at keeping track of what date it needs to get paid, where you pay it. That's better for me. Okay, so enough of our messy lives. Let's get into something that hopefully is a little less messy, and that would be our Yarny thoughts.
Yeah, any thoughts? Also, if anybody's in the chat, so we stream from a different platform. You can see the little StreamYard thing in the corner. That corner, there we go. We stream from a different platform. So if somebody's chilling in the chat, because I know at least one person said that they might come in and listen. So if anybody's chilling in the chat, if you've got a second, throw something in the chat so that we know that you're there, that you're listening, so we can say things to you.
Yes. It would make us feel like we're not wasting our time if you let us know that you're there.
Yeah, because we'll sit here and keep talking anyway, because we talk to each other a lot. We just do a lot of talking, and we keep things reserved for this. So we have all this built up stuff to talk about. But if you're there, we can talk to you.
That's true. So do you want to start with your Yarny thoughts, or should I start with mine, since I don't have as much?
I also have very little. I have one item, and then I mean, there's the sweater, but I have one item.
Okay.
So I have to start.
Do we want to start on our crochet along?
Sure.
Do you want to show yours first, or should I show mine?
I can show mine first, because I So originally I intentionally had the sweater put away so that because I wasn't working on it, so that you would have time to catch up. And then I told myself this week I was going to get back to it and start working on the sweater again. Guess what I didn't do? I didn't pull it out. So this is just to show people where I was last time. Which of these yarns is attached to my sweater? What color was I working on? Okay, I think it's not the gray. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's how long it's been. I didn't even remember what color I was working on. Okay.
Excuse my hand, viewers. Excuse my giant hand.
Ignore her. Look at me. The lady with the sweater panel that is too big for the... There we go.
Yay.
I'm still working on that persimmon stripe, and I've got... This was my first ball of persimmon. So I think I'm going to finish this off, and I'm trying to decide if I want to grab another ball of persimmon or just add another, because I decided a few weeks ago I'm just going to do some kind of organic stripes and then match those stripes on the other side. Mm-hmm. And so I'm trying to decide if I want to do another ball of persimmon for a little while or if I want to go straight into another gray stripe. But I'll decide that as we're sitting here.
So mine does not look like I have... because I don't like to do it with the needles hook stuck in it. Mine doesn't look like I've made any progress.
But have you?
So I'm going to show you what I got here first. Mine doesn't really look like I've made any progress.
Okay, it looks... I see it maybe a little bit of progress.
However, remember the ball from last week?
You said it don't...
So I have made some progress because this is all I have.
Yeah, because it was like this big last week, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was that big last week. So now I've got this much left.
Did you find another skein of that yarn to use?
Yes, I have. I'm looking at it right now. I have it sat up there. But the whole time I'm working on this, I'm like, this feels like a blanket. Maybe I made it too big. Look at how wide it is. Maybe I made it too big. And then I wrapped it around my chest. And as you can see, it's like right there.
Because you're used to making those baby blankets that are like only a little bit bigger than that.
So I guess it's not too big. I mean, when you face the fact that the other half is going to be just as big as this.
So it'll be puffy.
So it will wrap across the front. So it'll be a big puffy. It's going to be huge. Your father's going to be able to fit this.
She likes oversized clothing.
It makes me think, well, maybe I should stop and start over and make it smaller.
No. If you stop and start over with this letter one more time, we are no longer doing a crochet along.
But it took me nearly a month. I know the only reason I haven't stopped, I've slowed down because the whole time I was doing it, I was like, I think this is too big. I think this is too big. I measured it against the t-shirt when I did it, but this seems too big. It feels like it's grown. It feels like it made itself wide.
Keep crocheting it because, first of all, she loves oversized sweaters and stuff. You've seen the sweaters that she wears, but they are huge.
This is past oversized. This is a tent.
It will be so cozy. It'll be just the coziest house sweater. And if she doesn't want it, I will take it because I'll wear it.
This is going to be a tent. A tent. But you can see it's barely made a dent. I've got this is 18 rows, not counting the bottom border.
Yeah, because this stitch just eats the yarn.
I mean, this, as I said to people before, this is, for anybody who hasn't watched before, this is the cozy hoodie that we are talking about.
Are you gonna go pull it up?
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it up briefly, just in case somebody's watching and they want to know.
Hey, we got Ronald.
Are they talking about?
What's poppin', Ronald?
What's poppin'?
You missed our life updates. We're just talking about the irony stuff, but our life updates to get you up to speed. Boost Mobile changed their app and they look raggedy. It was just really warm in my house on Valentine's Day and now it's snowing outside. And I turned 30 yesterday.
Yep, that pretty much brings you up to date. Not that Ronald cares about our life, but whatever. He's just here to hear the yarny thoughts.
He is usually here after the yarny thoughts and listens to us talk about other nonsense.
That is true.
Have I forgotten how to do this stitch? Oh no. I set the sweater aside for too long.
Okay. Yeah, that's what happened to me. I could not remember the stitch. But yeah, anybody who's jumping in, this is the... Oh, thank you, Ronald. It's nice.
Thank you, Ronald.
That you care. But this is the sweater that we are crocheting along. It does this stitch called a feather stitch, which basically eats up enough yarn for 2 double crochets in one.
Yeah, because you have to, let's see, go in, yarn over 1, yarn over again, go in, yarn over again, yarn over again, go in, yarn over again, and then pull through all of them.
It basically takes up the space of 1 double crochet, but uses up enough yarn for 2 double crochets. So it's taking forever for this pattern to commence. But I've given myself a deadline of getting this back done by February 28th. So I need to do better because I'm not even as caught up as you are to you. So
yeah, I also need to get this back panel done at least by then. I want to try to get it done before then. Ooh, the issue that I'm having though, I love this Karen Simply Soft. It feels so nice. I love the colors that I picked. If this yarn doesn't stop splitting on me, I'm about to throw some Red Heart in here. I'm so angry.
Karen Simply Soft is a splitty yarn because I'm using it to make that other Mila, which I did not pick up that other Mila. I did not. It's sitting beside my bed, but I didn't pick it up. It's that's right.
So splitting.
Ronald had surgery.
Oh my goodness.
He's having tonsillitis, but he's working on diamond painting, which is a thing that I have been attracted to.
I also have been attracted to, but after one day of having rhinestones flip all over my living room floor, I don't need to do diamond painting.
I'm very tempted. What I might do is either buy myself a small one just to get it out of my system. Because I do that. Like the TikTok thing, I couldn't take it anymore. I made 2 little TikToks just to get it out of my system.
2? I only saw 1.
And well, the one was just the picture of me.
Yeah. Saying, that's what I saw.
Yeah, I might make a TikTok. And then another one was me talking about a hot dog. And
I need to go find the video.
Those are the only 2 I made. And I got it out of my system. Well, I thought I got it out of my system because I am still tempted. If it weren't for the fact that for most days my hair doesn't look as nice as it does right now, and this isn't that nice.
You've seen like half of the videos on my page. I think my last 3 videos I filmed, I was in my bonnet. No makeup on, no nothing, just talking at the camera.
Oh, it would still be no makeup. But I can't bring myself to, when my hair looks a hot mess, and to do a TikTok.
That's when you hold the camera real close. And so they're just getting this.
Not just my hair a hot mess, but you're on video with us on Sundays. You know what my bedside table and everything looks like. And that's where I sit most of the time. I don't usually sit. I'm sitting in here for y'all against this nice clean wall back here.
Yeah, I only feel my fancy TikToks in here.
But if I turn this camera around.
See, Ronald said he was gonna say your hair looks fab.
See, and your brother said the same thing. I do not understand the lies that you people are telling me.
I think it looks good.
I had my hair, I had gotten in a bad habit. This is putting myself on Front Street and embarrassing myself. But I got in a bad habit like you of just pulling my hair back. And then I woke up one morning and found that it was matted. and I would
Ooh,
start to get
yeah.
matted in the back. I was like, oh no. So I took a couple hours and sat with the water bottle and the hair product and the detangling comb and did all that, and then twisted my hair up. And then my hair just sat in twists in a bonnet for a couple days. So I took the twists out yesterday. So that's
Yeah.
what this is.
I do that I do all that detangling in the shower.
Very funny, Ronald. You are a fabulous white man from what I know. So my other yarny thought is that I met my deadline, excuse me, that we talked about last week, and sent the box to your Aunt
Hey,
Kelly.
nice. Have they got it yet?
And yes, they got it on Tuesday. And I don't know if the outfits fit, but she was like, what did she say? This is me patting myself on the back for 2 seconds. This is the only validation I get, so humor me.
Of course.
Excuse me. This cough. She said, OMG, these are the cutest knit clothes I've ever seen. Now, some of it was crochet, but I'm not going to call her out on that. Because she's not crafty. She doesn't know any better.
And this was Cousin Kelly, right? Not my Aunt Kelly?
No, this was your Aunt Kelly.
Oh, Aunt Kelly, okay.
From her house, because I don't know.
You don't know Cousin Kelly's address.
I don't know Cousin Kelly's address, so I sent it to her. But she's supposed to send me pictures. Because I
Of the babies?
I hope that the clothes fit. Because so she's supposed to send me pictures. I am sorry. I don't know where this cough is coming from. And your father stole all my cough drops.
Ooh, I'm gonna interject for half a second. Also, proud of you. I'm so glad that she liked this stuff. I am using, so Ronald, in the first part for my birthday, I opened my birthday presents, and she got me crochet hooks that are on a keychain, like little crochet hooks, because unlike knitting needles, you don't have to have that much on the hook. You just need enough space for one loop to really be able to do and stuff. Sometimes like 5 or 6, but you pull them through. Oh, okay. I couldn't remember if Ronald crocheted or not. But I am trying to work with that with this sweater. I don't know if it's just because my yarn has been sitting in a drawer for a while. This Karen Simply Soft is so extra splitty right now. Like they're so cute, and I'm trying to use this 5mm, but it is so extra splitty right now. So I'm gonna try to switch to my regular size. They're even the same color. Oh, I love it. But I'm gonna switch to my regular 5mm and see if that makes it any less splitty, or see if it's just this yarn and get through this little section here. Because it's working with it. It's not hard to hold. What I'm doing right now, the way I normally hold my crochet hook is, how do I hold it? I usually hold it about like this. And so my pinky is off, and I'm just holding at the flat part of the hook. And so the flat part of the hook lines up about the same. And so what I'm doing is I did it instinctively somehow, but I stick my ring finger through this loop for a bit more stability, through the key loop for a bit more stability, and then I'm holding the rest of it like I normally would hold my hook. And it's not hard to hold, but dealing with the splitting yarn while also trying to adjust to using this like little baby hook is driving me insane. So I'm gonna switch back and then switch back later on in the stream and let you guys know. Because that I would absolutely use for a lot of other stuff. But with this splitty yarn, I'm already
It would be perfect for that cast off trick that you showed.
Yes. Oh my goodness, they would. Have you tried that yet, by the way? Have you knit anything?
No, because you've guilted me into working on nothing but this sweater. I haven't even done any. I was going to do one of my coloring books so I could have a picture back here. And I was like, no, I can't work on coloring because I'm supposed to be working on this blasted sweater.
Well, we both now have the deadline to finish this back panel by the end of the month. So you manage your time accordingly how you want to.
I didn't mean to give you the deadline of the end of the month. I just said that's my deadline.
Yes, but I'm not going to let you beat me.
Oh, excuse me. Please.
I refuse. I am turning this into a crochet along competition.
Please. You are going to finish that sweater way before I finish mine. But so any other crafty yarny thoughts?
Oh yes, I made one thing. So last week I made the cup cozies, and I made one more cup cozy this week. I was tired of dealing with I was tired of dealing with the knitting, and so I decided to switch from the knitting for a while, and I decided to crochet a cup cozy. Because with the knitting, I always have to clip the ends off and then add another end, and it always feels so finicky. Whereas with crocheting, I can just like leave a loop open, pull in another color, and then like weave those ends in as I go, and it just feels so much faster and so much more efficient. So I made a little.
Oh, that looks good. That definitely looks like a pride flag.
But you haven't even seen my favorite part. Which side of the camera is this? You can hold it like a mug.
That is so cute.
I love it because I prefer mugs because I like holding my cups like this instead of holding this little coffee cup.
But when it's full, can you hold it like that though?
I don't know. I haven't put any liquid in this. This is my prop cup, so I haven't put any liquid in my cup yet. But I'll go to the kitchen later today and see, because this is my first time putting it on the cup because I wasn't sure if it was going to fit. But it fits nicely. I thought it was a little big because I did I'm trying to think of like a rib kind of stitch. And so this is just and alternated the colors every other rib. And so this is just, there you go. Now you can kind of see the wavy. But this is just back. I did every row back loop only, doing single crochets. And so it made like kind of a ribby pattern, and then I just did double crochets for the handle and kind of winged it. Because I'd seen this is the situation where you and I differ. I saw a thing and was like, I could probably make that. I'm not looking up a pattern. And so I winged it.
No. No.
Oh, thank you, Ronald.
Blasphemy. No.
But yeah, because I was like, this rib pattern would be perfect for a cup because you can stretch it over the cup and it's got a little bit of give to it. And then I was like, you know what? If I just sew these together, and by sew them together, I mean single crochet them together because I'm not picking up a needle for this. If I single crochet them together, and then I just put the hook into the bottom row of this, crocheted it into there, and then made a loop, and then found a spot at the top and crocheted it back in once it felt like it was going to fit. I really want to start. I'm going to try to make maybe 3 or 4 more of these so I can kind of fine tune the pattern. And then I think I'm going to try to write a pattern for this and put it up, because I realize I wing so many things that in my head are so simple and easy to do. But for other like new crocheters and stuff, then they're like, for people like you, they're like, I just want my exact numbers. And for bigger stuff like that, I do want exact numbers. For something like making a shirt or making pants, I want some exact numbers so I know that so I'm not wasting 70 hours making some pants. But for something that's only anything like 10 hours or less, I'll wing it. I'll wing it and make something. So I want to make a pattern for that. And then my, my elf hat, my really long elf hat, I need to get the yarn to make another one of those so I can write the pattern out for that. Because I just had somebody on TikTok ask me if I had written a pattern for it. And I was like, oh no, I never did write a pattern for it. Let me write it out. And they're like, okay, keep me informed and let me know when you write the pattern. So I think I'm going to try to go ahead and write a pattern for that, because I know at least one person will pay the $5 for that pattern, because that feels like a $5 pattern.
Yep.
All patterns feel like a $5 pattern in my head, honestly.
Yep. Even though I have trouble parting with my money, I would not discourage you from charging it for it.
Yeah, so I'm gonna work on writing some patterns. Do you think you could find time in your busy schedule of playing Wildflowers to be a pattern tester for me?
Yes, I could be a pattern tester for you.
Hey,
even though Wildflowers takes up so much of my time.
I know, and I'm so sorry to take you away from it, but I really need somebody to be able to test these patterns for me before I put them out to the public, and then you can get back to your Wildflowers and playing that same story that you already know how it goes.
Oh, hush. I'm at the end, which I think we have now transitioned away from Yarny Thoughts, which Yarny Thoughts is short these days because we're just bogged down with this giant human blanket that we're making.
Yeah, I had some other thoughts, but they're thoughts that can definitely be pushed next week.
Now we are into our gaming thoughts. What have we been playing?
What have we been playing?
You know what? You should talk about Power Wash Simulator.
Ooh, okay.
Because I forgot my notebook with my Steam Next Fest notes. So
Oh, are you going to get that?
I am going to get that.
Okay.
So you talk about Power Wash Simulator.
Okay, so I normally on Wednesday mornings, my friend Arialdis and I will play Stardew Valley. But there was one morning where I was like, I just do not have the. I want to play a game with you. I wanted to play a game, but I do not have the mental capacity to keep track of going to talk to this villager so that they like me, and remembering to plant these crops and remembering to harvest these crops, and then going to the mines. I just did not have it that day, and so I was like, let's play something else simple. So we looked through the Xbox Game Pass, and Power Wash Simulator is on Xbox Game Pass, and I was like, well, I've been wanting to try this game. So Power Wash Simulator, it is basically exactly how it sounds. You play as someone who owns a power washing company, and people hire you out to go power wash their stuff. The very first mission that you do in the game is that you power wash your van that says like Power Wash Company on the side or whatever. You do that, and that's the tutorial of you learning how the nozzles work and learning what dirty looks like and what it looks like when it's clean and the notifications that you get and stuff. And then the very second one that you do is somebody like bought a new house and the rest of the house looks fine, but the backyard is just an absolute wreck. And I was like, oh, how bad can it be? We can just like clean the deck and some chairs and stuff. This backyard was filthy. For what reason? What were they doing in the back of this house? So you show up in the game in the back of the house, and the pathway dirty. I understand that. The wood fences dirty. I understand that. The wood deck dirty. I understand that. Why are we also having to power wash the umbrella and deck chairs and table? What were you doing to make these get so dirty? Power wash similar. Oh, I've actually done power washing back when I was a small baby adult. After looking at the stuff that these people do and looking at the kind of money that you get, maybe I should get a power washing setup. It was so ridiculous. It's a very like relaxing, meditative game because you have to go really slow and kind of clean everything else, like clean through the things. But tell me why. So there's that stuff. And then also you have to power wash their grill. There's a grill back there that I guess the previous owners of the house gave to them and is absolutely filthy. So you've got to clean the grill and the little patio that the grill is on. They have these are rich people. They have a little backyard pond and you've got to power wash the pond because it's all covered in muck and gross. And then they have a shed in the backyard. You've got to power wash the whole shed. They've got a little like swing couch, that looks like a swing, but it's a couch instead of just a little swing. You got to power wash that whole thing. You've got to power wash the dog house. You've got to power wash the lawnmower. You've got to power wash the like kids push cars. What were these people doing in the back of their house? Did they just never go to the back of their house and it was filthy? Like, and they just let it like rot away? What is going on? And then also I started making this joke because I was like, so we go to these houses and do this power wash, but we're not bringing our own water, right? And then Ari's like, no, it doesn't look like we're bringing our own water. And I'm like, oh, so we're hooking up to the water system, to their water system? And oh, it just gets gross over that. Okay, but you would think that these people would have done something before they sold the house, or two, just like while they were living in it. Like, were they just going out and playing and all that stuff while it was all mucky? That's okay. But so he was like, yeah, I guess we're just hooked up to the water system at their house. And I'm like, okay, so because you let this house get super gross, I'm not only charging you for my power washing services, and I took my power washing gun and I just shot it straight in the air. And I'm like, I'm charging you for your water too. Have fun when you check your water bill later. I'm just spraying water everywhere, spraying Ari with water, spraying water, and I'm watering the grass, watering the plants, water over to the neighbor's house. Like, you let your house get this gross, and then also the thing that was frustrating me, which started me shooting water into the air, is because you can't pick anything up. You have to, like, that's one of the mechanics that is very frustrating to me, is like, so we're power washing the like deck table, right? And the umbrella. So the umbrella is easy. You just kind of reach up and then you like stand on something to get the top of the umbrella. The table, we cannot pick up this table. We cannot flip this table over or anything. You have to squat down and look up and get under the table to spray underneath the table. We couldn't flip over the lawnmower or flip over the kid's toy or anything. You have to like squat down and get the little edges and stuff. And it was very frustrating. I was like, you know what? You won't let me touch your items, but you want me to power wash them? Here goes your water. Have fun checking your city water bill later. Your water's going weird. We're using up all your water.
You are so weird.
I will be spiteful to someone who absolutely does not exist in a video game.
You are so weird. That is, I used to watch related but not gaming. I used to, for a brief period, I was watching those power wash videos on YouTube, where, you know, like you've seen the Russian guy who does the thing with the carpet and other things. And I used to get some enjoyment out of them. And then I can't remember, somebody mentioned something, or maybe it just occurred to me as I was watching it, that is such a waste of water. Power washing in general is just such a waste of water. And then I just stopped watching those videos. I felt bad about the waste of water. But I played Power Wash Simulator. I played the demo and completely washed the truck. And it was like, yeah, that was kind of satisfying. But there's another game on in this gaming section. I'm just going to go quickly because I got a lot of games that I just kind of touched on like 5 minutes, 10 minutes briefly during this past week. But in relation to Power Wash Simulator, there was a game before that game came out. And it's still on iOS called, I think it's called It's Only Just Mowing. Or
It's Only Just Mowing.
I mean, or It's Simply Mowing. It's,
and Are you like mowing lawns?
Really, yeah,
You're just mowing lawns?
Yeah, you're just mowing lawns. And it's a cute little cartoon character. And, It has that art style kind of like Wildflowers, and it's really cute. And I played it for like a week, and then I took it off because, like, you know, there's no story or anything. So it's like, you know me, eventually I like to have at least a little bit of a story. Oh, yeah. The name of it is, I'm trying to pull it up so you can see the picture.
While you're doing that, Ronald says, do either of you like games like Octopath Traveler? I have Octopath Traveler sitting, because it's on Game Pass right now, and I have it sitting on my Xbox, but I haven't opened it up yet, because I downloaded it for, either I downloaded it for a reason, or my husband downloaded it for me thinking that I was going to like it, but I haven't opened it up yet, and at this point, I have forgotten what kind of game it is. Can you give a rough, like, description of what kind of game that is? Because I might play that later and then come back and talk to you guys about it next week.
It definitely looks like not my type of game.
Oh, are you pulling up Octopath Traveler right now?
Enix, that should tell you right there. It does not look like my type of game.
Well, I like the art.
8 travelers, 8 adventures, 8 roles to play. Embark on an epic journey across the vast, wondrous world of Orstera and discover the captivating stories of each of the travelers. Okay, so see, that sounds like something I would play. The look of it looks kind of dark, though.
It does look really dark.
And I see battles. Danny doesn't do battles.
It's an RPG, though. Is it, Ronald, do you know if it's a turn-based RPG? It looks like a turn-based RPG, so you wouldn't have to, like, handle any, like, mechanics or anything. You would just, like, press whatever move you're going to do, and it's more like keeping track of. I
clicked ignore when that came up on my discovery queue, so I already know this is not for me.
Turn-based. Okay, yeah. Turn-based RPGs are not, you don't have to worry about like jumping and running or anything. You just like press what you want to do when it's your turn. I don't play Superman. I don't dislike RPGs. I do actually like a few RPGs. For some reason, they're just not ones that I usually gravitate towards. Probably because I will start playing, because I'm playing another RPG right now, and I will start playing and then put it down for like weeks at a time and then open it up and forget what I was doing. And so it makes it harder. And so I usually end up having to restart them. And so I have to like be in an absolute mood and sit and just play through that RPG kind of all at once. Otherwise I will sit it down and forget what I was doing. But I don't dislike RPGs. I think I just don't play them because of like scheduling stuff. I might go check it out this week though and report back to you, because I was looking through my Game Pass thing and trying to decide what game I was going to play next. And the one that I was playing yesterday, I was not really feeling. So I might play that one.
Yeah, so the game I was talking about is literally just mowing.
Oh, it's so
That's the
cute.
name of it.
Oh,
And
that's
see, just
super
watching
cute.
this trailer, this is the Google Play trailer, so you can get it on your phone.
Mm.
And this, just you see the art style is like Wildflower.
It looks like Wildflowers, yeah.
Yeah, and it just, and there are people who don't like this art style, and I'm like, how do you dislike this but prefer that 8-bit pixel stuff?
I think for a lot of people, it's nostalgia.
I mean, I like a lot of retro kind of things. Like I love me a 1960s suit, a bouffant hairdo. I can I can get behind all of that, but pixel art is just not.
I think you don't like the chunky pixel art, but like the bigger pixel art, you would probably like because the chunky where it's zoomed in and you can see each individual pixel. It seems like you don't like that, like Stardew Valley and stuff like that. But if you were to look at something like, you would never be able to play this, but what is the name of that game now? There's a game that Wayne and I played. It's
well, another example is Backbone. I like the look of Backbone, and it's pixel art, but it's like that high res pixel art.
Yeah, Children of Morta. That's the name of the game I was talking about. Children of Morta. Like, there are some sections where you're kind of zoomed in and you see. Oh, somebody just favorited my item on Etsy. Sorry, I just got a notification. I opened up my Etsy shop and I posted some stuff. But Children of Morta, there are some sections where it's kind of zoomed in and you can see kind of the big chunky pixels similar to like Stardew Valley and stuff. But then when you're actually fighting, it'll most of the time zoom pretty far back out, and so you can't really see the pixels. You see more of the picture that they're making, like in Backbone. And so I feel like you would like the look of that game. You would not be able to play that game. That is not turn-based RPG. That is full on like fighting and timing and dying and saving your partner. But it looks very pretty. It is a very gorgeous. Actually, maybe look up and see if you can find some gameplay of that game, because I feel like you would enjoy watching people play that game, because it's got a very interesting story.
Probably, because I have no problem watching people play games. But so this week I played, of course, some Wildflowers. It's one day away from my wedding to Kim, the non-binary character. Yay!
Cute.
And just one week till they do the update on the 24th to get the clothes. And then probably after I do that mission, I will unless they announce that they're going to do something else, I will probably stop playing after that. Why are you doing this intake of breath?
Oh my stars, you're going to stop playing Wildflowers?
I mean, not like I will stop playing it every day. I will stop like what am I trying to say? Like, because I still want to do all the recipes and stuff, but there's not going to be any more cutscenes or whatever once I finish the update from next week. So I will probably won't play every day. I'll probably just jump in, kind of like I do with Cozy Grove.
Oh, I need to open Cozy Grove. I was just thinking the other day, isn't there a game I was supposed to be checking up on? I have not opened Cozy Grove.
I want to get back into Cozy Grove just because I've already completed several of the ghosts, like completed their storyline, so that, because like when you finish all of their storyline, the ghosts turn like gold.
I have not completed a single ghost.
Like 3 of the ghosts that have turned gold that I'm done with. But then they added, like, they did an update and they added like 2 or 3 more ghosts. So I don't know if I'm ever going to finish it, because you know me, I like to finish a game so that I can move on to something else. And there's very few games that I've actually finished the game.
Yeah, I think I was stuck at it. What is my phone going off for? Ooh, that is my husband. You talk about the stream stuff. I don't know what's going on.
Okay, yeah. So as I said on last week's stream, I was going to go ahead and play some of the games some of the demos while I had a chance from Steam Next Fest, which ran from the 6th to the 13th. And a lot of the games, mainly what I was doing, a lot of these games I didn't spend more than 5 or 10 minutes with because I have trouble with controls. If they're too fiddly, I'm not really good at using a controller. I have an Xbox controller that I can hook up to my laptop, but I'm not very good at using a controller because I just didn't grow up playing video games. And I'm not very good with even on the computer, if it's not just like a point and click. Like, that's what I like about Wildflowers, is that it's very much like a point and click, so I don't have to do too many things. Exactly, Ronald. So it's not too fiddly. Like, as much as everybody, waxes poetic about Stardew Valley, you've heard me say on here before, I haven't played it yet. I bought it because I thought that I would like it because I had played it with my daughter, but then in retrospect, thinking back, we sat together and she did most of the controlling and we talked together about what we were going to do. When I bought the game years later for myself and tried to play it, there's too many. I tried it with the controller. I tried it with the keyboard. There's too many different buttons that I got to try to remember to do.
You can't just click around on Stardew Valley? You have to use a keyboard?
Yeah.
Oh. I definitely thought it would be more like point and click.
I haven't tried the mobile version yet. So maybe the mobile version.
Yeah, that might be for you.
That was my last point, but I still haven't done it because A, I'm still playing Wildflowers, and B, because I don't have a lot of room on my I don't have a lot of room on my iPad. So I would have to get rid, and Wildflowers takes up a lot of room. So I'm trying to wait till I finish Wildflowers before I jump into some of these other games that I want to play. That's the real thing that's going to make me probably stop playing Wildflowers for a while, is because I do want to jump into other games.
Not you getting married to the blonde, Ronald. She's a bitch. Ronald. He said, I never finished Stardew Valley. I was supposed to get married to the blonde. What's her name? Not Emily. What is her name? It's some basic girl name. She's a bitch. I have never even once tried to court her. She was rude.
You're so weird.
I would have to start over at this point. Yeah, I started over. Haley, yeah. Okay, at least you know, Ronald. At least you know that she was terrible. That was her name. But I am not much better. Right now, I am trying to woo Shane, who is the one who works at JojaCore, and he's like, I hate my life, everything's miserable. And like every time you talk to him, he's like, don't you have somewhere to be? Don't you have something to do? Why are you talking to me? Every time, until you wear him down. And then you wear him down. I just had Wednesday, when I was playing again. Yeah, he works at the JojaCore. I'm hoping that once we get married, he'll stop working at JojaCore and work on the farm with me, because I can support him. But anyway, just the other day when I was playing with Arialdis, I went to talk to him, and he was like, I'm sorry if I came off mean when we were first talking. I'm kind of dealing with a lot in my life right now, or something. He just like apologized for being a dick. And I was like, oh my gosh, he didn't tell me to get out of his face. And then either the next day or the day after that, I got a letter in the mail that was like, hey, sorry things got off on the wrong foot. I hope things are going well with you. Back when I was working at Joja the other day, I snagged this from the back shelves. I hope you enjoy it. And he sent me a frozen pizza in the mail. He sent me a letter.
So goofy.
I think they're because she likes sunflowers and I was growing them easily. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Shane likes peppers, and we were growing peppers like wildflowers on our farm. And I was like, let me just save a couple of these. I'm going through every item in the book to figure out every single thing that he likes. And then I also, so Ronald, I don't know if your husband, or I think you said your husband plays games. Maybe if you want to try Stardew Valley again, because I am very much enjoying my playthrough of Stardew Valley more now that I'm playing with someone, because we're working together on the farm, so I'm not doing everything by myself, but also just like the conversations that we're having while doing stuff and like talking about people and stuff like that. You might enjoy it more if you can convince your husband to play it with you. You might enjoy it more if you guys do the multiplayer.
So Steam Next Fest, like I said, I played a lot of these games I played like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I feel that Ronald is going to come back to us next week and say that they have had epic Stardew Valley sessions together.
Tell me, do it. I want to hear everything.
Okay. Most of these games I just jumped into to see if I could work the controls and whether I wanted to put them on my wish list. And a lot of the games, like this first one is Cook Serve Forever.
I want
which is in the Cook Serve Delicious
universe. Yep.
Universe, yes. And as you can see, there is the art of the food, because I went back and played my Cook Serve Delicious 2 that I had from my Ukraine bundle just to see if I was making this up in my head or if the art style really was different. And the art style is very different on Cook Serve Forever. It's very much more glossy and everything. But the problem is that I barely get to focus on the art style of anything else on the screen, because the whole time I'm looking at those arrows at the very bottom so that I can click the arrows fast enough to cook the food. So I don't get to appreciate.
So how does this game play? Because I have Cook Serve Delicious 3. I played Cook Serve Delicious 1 and I own Cook Serve Delicious 3. And I absolutely love those games, but those are also very much like in the vein of Overcooked, like things are going crazy, frantic games. And so is this also and also those games don't normally play very well single player. Does this play okay single player? And then like, what is it like, frantic, or like, can you explain sort of like kind of the plot or the gameplay?
Well, the problem with the demo is that the demo pretty much was just there to show you the art and the play mechanic.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the controls. So I didn't get any of the story at all.
Oh, okay.
Like some of these demos, you get some of the story. This didn't give you any of the story at all. All it shows you is how to work the controls. And the controls are pretty much, I'm trying to see if there's something on here that'll show you more easily.
And you're playing this on the computer, or are you playing this with a controller? Like, are you playing keyboard or?
No, I was playing it with a keyboard.
Okay.
And pretty much, like in this video that is showing right now, it's showing a bunch of foods come up, a bunch of orders come up. You didn't even have any of that in the demo that I saw. Okay. All you had is one dish at a time that they put in front of you. There weren't any orders down the side like you see in the video. Mm-hmm. And the controls, although the controls in this video are similar to what was in Cook Serve Delicious 2. In Cook Serve Delicious 2, if you haven't played it, there's letters for different things. So like if you need to put tomatoes on something, that's a T. If you need to put, and some of them, the letters are not instinctive, like the letter for gravy is R.
See, that's on the keyboard. Cook Serve Delicious. Yeah, Cook Serve Delicious on the controller. And yes, Ronald, it is like, picture Cooking Mama, but if Cooking Mama was working at a McDonald's when it was like noon lunchtime and there was a convention happening right next door. Like so fast. So many orders so fast. But I enjoy frantic gameplay like that, because when it all falls apart, it's hilarious to me. But when I'm playing,
I think I haven't made it far enough in the campaign on Cook Serve Delicious 2, because I played it for a little while and then I stopped. because I wasn't getting any like they're showing little cutscenes here and story stuff on this video for Cook Serve Forever. I didn't get any of that. So maybe I didn't get far enough in the game. Maybe you and I you can show me what I'm doing wrong. Maybe I'm playing in the wrong part of the game or something. But all I'm getting is just making dishes, and it's not even very fast.
Well, they didn't have at the beginning of the game, it's not going to be very fast. They like kind of ease you into it, and then it hits a hill, and you're just like going. But in Cook Serve Delicious, I can't speak for 2 because I never played that one. But in 1 and 3, there's not really cutscenes. There's like you're just kind of. I'll speak for 3 because that's the one that I am more familiar with since I played it most recently. In Cook Serve Delicious 3, there was like you're basically in the apocalypse and you're running a food truck during the apocalypse. And so you're going cross country on this road trip, but there's not really cutscenes between each town or anything. There are these little cooking robots that are with you, and every once in a while they might say something, but there's not really full cutscenes, which is what interests me about this game, the Cook Serve Delicious Forever, because this is the first time I've ever seen a proper cutscene in a Cook Serve Delicious game.
Mm-hmm.
So there was no like cutscenes like this. There was not so much of people talking or anything. There's the beginning where they explain, hey, the world's ending. You got hurt, but we're going to fix you up, and then we're going to start up this food truck and go cross country. And then that's, for the most part, it.
Kind of like you said, in Overcooked, where they give you a little explanation in the beginning, and then that's all, and then it's pretty much just gameplay.
Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, depending on how much this Cook Serve Forever costs, I might try it.
I hope it comes out on Xbox. I hope it comes out on Xbox. 2, I hope that it's available with online play, because with Cook Serve Delicious 3 that I have on my Xbox, I can only play that if somebody comes to my house, because they have multiplayer, but it's only on screen, like couch co-op. They do not have online multiplayer, which is frustrating, because Arialdis, who's the person I play that game with the most, because everybody else either can't keep up with it or hates it. But he lives like 30 minutes away, so it's not super easy for him to just like swing on over here, you know? So I hope, but we when we do our Wednesday playing, when we're playing Stardew Valley, he stays at his house, I stay at my house, and we both wake up at about 10 in the morning and call each other and then just hop on the Xbox, which if we could do that with this game, I would be playing this game a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
So
basically I didn't get much of a feeling. This is in early access. There will be an early access launch in April. Mm-hmm. Like I said, I played about 5 minutes of it. I've made notes. I'm trying to be all,
professional.
I made notes. So I need to put my crocheting down so I don't get distracted.
You're good. I put my crocheting down a while ago. I'm eating cake bowl.
Yeah, I see you. But like I said, I didn't see the story. I only saw the mechanics. But the graphics look very pretty. And I would give it a try if it's not too expensive. You know me.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a feeling this game's going to be $25 or more. But if it's cheaper than that in early access, because like I bought a couple games in early access, like games that turned out after they went out of early access turned out to be $25 or $30. But in early access, they were like $8. I'll do that.
So if you get a game, I know I should know this as a gamer, but if you get a game in early access and then they release the full game, do you get the access to that full game, or do you have to buy the full game later?
Mm-hmm. No, you just get, like, if you buy it, because I bought my first early access game that I bought was that Just Like Home, which is that game where you're cleaning things, where you're cleaning Earth. You know the game I'm talking about?
I think so.
I bought that because the vacuuming mechanic in that game just appealed to me so much.
Not you buying a whole game from the vacuuming mechanic. But let me mute myself.
What? Maybe that's not what it's called. What is that game called?
I was closing Cake Bowl, and you know those lids and bowls that are just like, they are the most obnoxious things when you open and close them. And I was like, let me not subject them to that.
Okay.
She does. She just wants a house renovation simulator.
No, I do not, because I could just buy house flippers if I wanted that.
True. I have House Flipper. I have House Flipper on my Switch, and I played it for a while, but that I've requested nothing bunt cake for mine next week. Ooh, that sounds yummy. We just had a bunt cake restaurant open up near us. But yeah, this is just a cheapy Ingles cake that I am now, from now on my birthdays, I'm just gonna have cake bowl. I just got a cake and it came originally like upright, and then I flipped it over because I'm the only one eating this $10 cake. It's my birthday, no one else is having my cake, and I am just eating it out of a bowl like it's a soup.
So yeah, I bought No Place Like Home in early access, and it was like $8. And all the game was not there yet. See how she's vacuuming up all the trash?
Okay.
Just that mechanic, for some reason. Reunite with your family. When did they add that?
Oh, maybe you need to go back to No Place Like Home. Or no.
Yeah, because I bought it and I do all the updates, but like they didn't have quests in it yet when I bought it. And they didn't have half of the map in it when I bought it. All this stuff they're showing now wasn't even there when I bought it. It was just vacuuming up the trash. Because I saw somebody on a video vacuuming up the trash and it looked fun. So to answer your question, when you buy something in early access, you get the updates as they come through. And then when the game comes out, the full game, you get a final update to make it the full game. So you get the full game, but you came in early and dealt with all the bugs and crap. So that's why you get it for $8 instead of $25 like everybody else.
Okay.
So that's how that works. Next game I played, and I only played this for a few minutes simply because the videos, I actually have played this game on Apple Arcade, but the videos made it look like the desktop version showed more than the version I had on Apple Arcade, and that's called Outlanders.
Do I have?
I like Outlanders. It's basically kind of like a what do they call these? Do they call these city builders? Where you need to build your lumber yard and your smelting place and your mill to make fabric and you need to build all the different things for the civilization. And you build houses for the people to live in, and you need to make sure everybody has a job. And
Ronald says, I think it depends on the title. I've seen it done the other way too. So the other way, like where you about early access games. So I think Ronald's saying he's seen it done the other way too, where you buy the early access and then you still also have to buy the full game, which whoever's doing that, shame on you. Shame on you.
Yeah, especially because No Place Like Home, I got in on that early and read all the comments and things that people were leaving. They were dealing with a bunch of bugs and stuff in that game. I only played it occasionally because it ended up that controlling it the way I was controlling it on the keyboard made my hand hurt.
Oh yeah. So
I needed to switch to mouse. Mm-hmm. But I didn't get around to switching to mouse. So, but I might go back into it. But that also had one too many buttons for me as well. Even using the mouse, it's like one too many buttons makes it just a little bit fiddly. But sometimes I jump in there and play it for a little while just because I enjoy vacuuming the stuff up. But Outlanders, you can get that. Like I said, you can get that now on Apple Arcade if you've got Apple Arcade. But they're releasing it. It was previously an Apple Arcade exclusive. It will be coming out the first week of March 7th on Steam.
So not too far away.
I played the demo just to see if it played the same, and it pretty much does play the same. So I might play it again on Apple Arcade because I did enjoy it. I think I took it off of my iPad because I don't have a lot of room on my iPad, so I have to take stuff off to play another game.
Yeah.
And B, the There was one. This game has scenarios. I mean, you can play in sandbox mode where you just do things the way you want to and set up your world the way you want to, but I need direction when I play games. So that it has scenarios where, okay, you need to build a farm because the people are running out of food or they want pumpkins or something. And then there'll be another scenario where, well, these people came from a land where they have to worship the big burning straw man. So you need to build them a straw man before the straw man festival.
Mm.
Or, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Scenarios. And I got stuck and I made it through like maybe the first, because each scenario is like more difficult.
Mm-hmm.
And I made it through like maybe and it unlocks. It's not one of those ones where you can just pick a scenario. It's like you have to do one to unlock the next one.
Yeah.
Typically. And the scenario that I was doing, I got stuck on and I could not finish it to save my life. And you know me, if I get stuck, then that's it. I tried the scenario like 5 or 6 times. I couldn't do it without all my people dying. And I was like, okay, I'm done. And I went ahead and took it off. But it is a fun game to play. And they've added some more scenarios to the game and some more storylines, something called Outlander Chronicles that I'm interested in. So I may put it back on my device after, but I'll do it on my iPad. I'm not going to buy it for Steam because I think it's going to be another $20-some game. Oh, they don't even have the price down here. But the demo is still available, unlike most of the demos for Steam Fest, timed out once Steam Next Fest was over. But this one, the demo's still available. So if you want to try it, it is fun.
I might.
If you like those city builder kind of games, it is fun.
I go back and forth with city builder games. Sorry. I realized I've put this thing down for so long that I couldn't remember how to start the next row. And so I'm like sneakily looking up how to start the next row of my sweater while I'm listening to you. I go back and forth with city builder games just because there are several city builder games where I feel like at some point I get kind of stuck like grinding to get stuff that I need. And it just feels like I'm not making any progress. That's happening in another game that I'm playing right now. And so I feel like I'm not making any progress. And then I don't want to continue playing it because I feel like I'm not doing anything.
Okay. This next game, I'm trying to cover the ones that I only played for a few minutes first.
The next game in the world?
The next game that I played was, I didn't realize I still had the screen up. The next game that I played, this was actually, there is a free demo on Steam. It was not part of Steam Next Fest. But there is a demo on Steam if you want to play it. This is simply a puzzle game. And I actually have it. Anybody who's watching this, if you're like me and you bought that Aid for Ukraine bundle on itch.io, it must have been 2 years ago.
itch.io.
Quit making fun of me saying itch.io.
It cracks me up every time. Continue.
If you bought that bundle and you do not remember anything that's in that bundle because there were 900 items in that bundle. I mean, and that's not an exaggeration. There were literally 900 items.
There's so many.
And I bought it because I could get Backbone for $10 when Backbone was $25. So I bought it to help the charity, but also to get Backbone for $10. I'm not gonna lie.
I forgot that Backbone was in that. They just took Backbone off Game Pass, and I was like, maybe I'll get Backbone for Xbox. I'm not doing that now. I have it.
You have that bundle. It's in that bundle.
Yeah, I thought you had got Backbone with something separately. I forgot that it was in the bundle.
No, it's in that bundle. So, as part of my public service to anybody who bought that bundle and can't remember what they have, there is some good games in there. There's a lot of stuff where the art style does not appeal to me, but there's also some good games. And this one, if you like a puzzle game, just something to kind of play on while you're watching TV, which I did another game like that yesterday, which we'll get to in a minute. This is called Swim Out. It has a 1930s art style. And I don't know if I can make it zoom. Let me see. You'll tell me if it zooms out for you on the screen.
Oh, it looks full screen.
So it looks full screen now?
Yes.
Okay. So it has this 1930s art style. And it basically what you're trying to do is this is a good picture to show. You see the swimmer with the blue cap. That's the swimmer that you are controlling. But every time you move your swimmer with the blue cap, these swimmers with the red cap move. And if you ever hit one of those swimmers with the red cap, then you've lost.
Okay.
And so you're trying to get out of the pool. In this picture, you can see in the bottom right, there's like an arrow.
Oh, okay. I can just barely see that.
You can just barely see it where you're supposed to climb the ladder and get out of the pool. So you're having to get from where you are over to that ladder to get out of the pool while avoiding these other swimmers. And like I said, every time you move, they're going to move. It's very similar in my mind to I don't know what they're called. I don't know what the genre is called, but it's those puzzle games where you're in like a parking lot and you're trying to get your car out of the parking lot, but every time you move, these other cars move in a different direction.
I can't think of the name either, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Except in those games, at least the ones that I've played, you have to move the other cars as well. Like it's like a sliding tiles puzzle where you have to move this car and then move your car and this car. In this one, all the other swimmers move, and the only thing you can move is your swimmer. And so you don't know at first which direction those swimmers are going to move.
That's what I was about to ask.
You're going to mess it up a couple times trying to figure out which direction the swimmers are going to move.
That looks fun though. That looks like a fun little casual game that I would like play while watching YouTube videos or something.
Exactly. It's the kind of thing you play while you're watching TV and you just want to keep your hands busy, but you don't necessarily want to work on something like
something that's going to take up a lot of brain power.
Yeah. And as you can see in this video, they add different little obstacles that do different little things or give you little power-ups or whatever. So that's a fun little game. I played it for about 5 minutes. I don't even know why I brought it up. I was trying to bring something else up on my screen and that happened to come up and it's like, But yeah, it's $5.99 if you want to buy the full game on Steam.
Well, you and I both know I don't have a computer that can run Steam games.
Exactly. Well, I'm saying you as in
the general you.
Just in case somebody might be watching us. They might want to buy it on Steam. It's $5.99. There's a free demo if you want to try it first. And if you have that itch.io bundle, you already have it. Okay. Now there's a couple games here that I played a little bit longer. Let's see. I'm trying to go from shortest to longest, I think. Fabledom.
Is that related in any way to Fable?
No.
Okay.
What is wrong with my
Fabledom?
It's another one of these city builder things, except it's more of a medieval situation. And it looks like the demo is still up for that one too, I think.
Ooh. So they didn't take all the demos down. Whew.
Yeah, a lot of the demos just time out, but this one looks like, yeah, it still has a demo. It still has a demo.
I just got to the end of my persimmon and I'm in the middle of a row, which means I cannot switch to the charcoal while you are pulling this up. Oh, am I frozen? Did my camera break?
Your camera's frozen, but your voice is not.
Oh, what happened? Okay.
And you are all echoey.
Yeah, I have no idea. How to fix this explaining this game.
Do what now? I can't hear you, so I am going to carry on. Fabledom, there is still a demo for Fabledom. It's going to come out. It doesn't give when the early access is going to occur. It just says early access game, but it doesn't tell you. It just planned release date Q1 of 2023. So it sounds to me like any day now. Oh, it says, yeah, they made the demo available for another 2 weeks past the you're supposed to be trying to find a why can't I? My brain.
Hey, I think I fixed it. They made it past the date of the Steam Next Fest.
Yes, they made it past the date of the Steam Next Fest for another 2 weeks. You're supposed to be building your kingdom, but you're also supposed to be finding your prince or princess. It says, once upon a village set in a wholesome fairy tale world, Fabledom is the ideal laid-back city builder. Enjoy the growth of your settlement, trade and use diplomacy to ally or challenge your neighbors. Excuse me. And most importantly, find yourself a prince or princess and live happily ever after. And it does have some voice acting, like your little people who are in there are not acting, but there is there's a narrator.
Okay.
You'll see in the beginning there's a narrator guy, and he you start out there's a full video of Splattercat Gaming on YouTube playing the demo. If you want to watch him play it, I might go back and watch him play it because I doubt that I'm ever going to buy this game, but it's interesting. I'm not real good with city builders, so it reminds me a little bit of back in the day when I used to play SimCity. And I enjoyed SimCity back in the day, but I think something about my brain chemistry has changed because I'm not real good with these kind of games now. Or maybe I just need to give it more time. Maybe it's like I was trying, because it's a demo, and I'm trying to hurry up and try all these demos before the demos run out. Maybe I didn't give myself enough time to figure it out. But you start out where you pick your little land off the map, and then they drop you in the middle of the land with pretty much a wooden cart and like maybe 3 or 4 people wandering around wanting a house and a job. So you need to build them a house. You need to build, start them, get them a job. You need to build some sort of, and the narrator walks you through the tutorial of, so unlike Cook Serve Forever, where it was pretty much just showing you the mechanic and that's it. This really does walk you through the beginning of the game if you want to do the demo.
Ronald is saying, sorry, I think I missed something. Demos run out. So she's playing Steam Next Fest. And so for Steam Next Fest, they put out a bunch of demos all at once of some games that are going to be coming out on Steam. But those demos, they're trying to encourage people to play it during this festival, quote unquote. And so the demos, a lot of them will run out after Steam Next Fest is over. So they want people to play them. They want people to play them during that time period. And so some of them have, like she's saying, some of them have extended past the Steam Next Fest because they want more people to try it out and check it out. But I think the majority of them run out at the end of Steam Next Fest because it's like an exclusive thing that they want people to check out.
Yeah. I learned that the hard way, where it just like on one of the previous Steam Next Fest. You see here, this is the Splattercats video, and you see here where it's just a cart in the middle of the woods, and your people just wandering around.
Mm-hmm.
And so you got to, and the tutorial walks you through, you know, you need to build this, and then you need to build them some roads so they can walk faster, and then you need to build this and build that. Very similar, actually, to it. Now that I think about it, it's similar to Outlanders in that it's a similar kind of game, but this has more of a cutesy art style. It has more of a and it has the narrator who tells little jokes in between things. And a little bit later, you're going to have like a pop-up where you specify in the beginning, are you a prince or a princess? And do you want a prince or a princess?
Mm-hmm.
So you can do whatever combination you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And so whatever you specified, that will pop up a little bit later after you get a few buildings built. Then a prince or a princess will pop up and go, hello, I'm Prince Waddlebutt from, Thornberry Town Council. I want to introduce myself. We might want to ally with each other, put our two towns together, think about it, and oh, you're kind of cute. And,
by the way, you're attractive.
Yeah. But that part's not voiced. The only voice you really get is like those bubbles you see on the side. That's the narrator talking, and that's
okay.
It. But everything else, there's not really a voice. And you can zoom in really and see the people, and the art style again looks a little bit like Wildflowers with the little bubbly headed people, but all the women look the same and all the men look the same.
Mm. Yeah, this actually makes me think.
As they say, the women are strong and the men are good looking.
This makes me think sort of, did you ever play or watch Chloe or Isaac play Kingdom or Kingdom Two Crowns?
No.
Oh, that's one of my favorite games, but it's I don't think you'd be able to play it because it does have some you need to do some quick stuff with the controller or the mouse. I don't know if it's available on Steam, but it's also another sort of city builder. You start as you have no memory of really who you are. You just know that you're the king of this land and you're trying to rebuild stuff. And so you walk through the center of your little land. It's a side scroller though, but you walk to the center of your land and there's a few peasants and a campfire. And so, or a dead campfire, you restart the campfire and then you slowly build up your kingdom. And you make your castle and then build walls to protect the peasants. And then you build jobs for the peasants. So you build a little fisherman's hut. And so then you turn some of the peasants into fishermen and turn some of the peasants into builders. And then you go out further to find more peasants. And then you slowly build your way out. But there's a fighting aspect to that one. Otherwise, I would recommend that one to you because I feel like you would enjoy the base part of it. But there is a fighting aspect to that one once you get further out. It's fun though. I have Kingdom Two Crowns. Yeah. Kingdom Two Crowns. It's Two Crowns is the one that you can play multiplayer, and me and my friend Gilbert have played Two Crowns. We played all the way through the first island, and then I think we played partway through another one or two islands. But yeah, it's a side scroller. It's super fun. But then there's those guys who are the greed, and they come out at night and they come to take all of your money. And so if the greed encounter you and you have money on you, then they'll hit you and knock some of the money out of your pouch. And so they steal your gold. But if you have no money in your pouch and the greed hit you, then it knocks your crown off of your head, and no crown, no kingdom. So if they get your crown and you can't get it back, then that's the end of your run through and you guys start over.
Ew.
Yeah.
My.
So you got to build up a lot of walls, and there's tactics that you can do. You can throw coins or drop coins off to the sides to kind of try to distract them while you're trying to get into the walls and stuff. It's fun.
But Fabledom was fun. I think I would, depending on how much because it hasn't come out in early access yet. Again, my rule. If the early access is under $10, I'll give it I'll give it a chance. I'll give it a chance. So, because that looked like if I gave it more time, it might be fun. I was just having a little trouble understanding how to lay out some of the buildings. That because me, that's why I don't play Sims anymore. I get stressed trying to lay out buildings, and because I'm not good at laying things out, and then I end up putting buildings too close to each other and all that other kind of stuff, and it stresses me out.
Yes.
Another game that I tried that and Fabledom, I played maybe 15-20 minutes on Fabledom, so I did give it a good chance. Another one which I was gonna say all the streamers are playing it, but I think maybe it's just stream. Your view gets biased depending on what streamers you see.
Yes.
Found. So
I'm wondering if I've seen anybody play this game.
Something that feels like the new hotness to me may not be the new hotness. It may just be that I am seeing certain streamers. But I played I Am Future. A lot of streamers are playing this game.
I have not seen anybody play this game.
You might like this game too. It's called A Cozy Apocalypse Survival.
Ooh, love a survival game.
Oh, and the demo's still available.
I might steal my roommate's computer to try this demo.
The demo is still available. So I didn't get all the way through the demo. Oh, planned release date, May 18th.
Oh, May 18th of this year. Okay.
Yep. So it might, depend on, because I would play this again. I had a little trouble understanding how to control it. The controls were a little bit confusing to me.
Mouse and keyboard or controller?
Mouse and keyboard.
Okay. I know sometimes you play stuff with controller, so I just wanted to clarify.
I got a little lost on the map. There was one, like, the first couple tasks that I had to do were fine, but then I kind of got lost as to what I was supposed to do and couldn't find the thing that I needed. I think I played this for maybe 20 minutes. I wonder, because this has an opening cutscene, and then what am I trying to say? I don't know if you can play if you have to play as male or what.
Or if you could play as, okay.
If you can play as female, because the opening cutscene in the demo is this guy that you see in the picture. And in the demo, you can like change his hair and his face and his shirt, maybe. You can change a couple things about him, but you can't.
Is he a named character? Did they give him a name, or is he just the main character?
I do not recall them giving him a name in the part of the demo that I did, but he might have a name later.
Well, if they didn't name him up top, then he might just be like the placeholder main character. Maybe you can play as somebody else, is what I was thinking.
So basically, like you're seeing in this scene, this is the scene from the very beginning of the demo, where a bird accidentally steps on this button and opens up this stasis chamber. Turns out this character on the screen has been asleep for 6 years.
Okay, 6 years and all this happened.
6 years. So, well, apparently something was going on with Earth, and everybody got on a ship and left, and somehow his stasis pod didn't get on the ship. So he's stuck on Earth, and everybody else is gone. Does he have a robot arm? Yes, he does.
Oh my goodness. I need to play this game.
So, so it looks interesting because, and again, I don't feel like I'm spoiling anything by telling you this because it's like in the first 5 minutes of the demo. But apparently some people were put into like chips. So like one of the first things that he talks to is a refrigerator.
Oh, because their consciousness got put in a chip?
The consciousness was put into a chip to pay his, so like your family gets money apparently if you volunteer to have your consciousness put into a chip.
Loan sharks are crazy in the future.
And so he got put into a refrigerator.
Oh my word.
And so he's a smart alecky refrigerator.
Yeah, he's gonna be stuck there forever. I'd be a smart aleck too.
So
He's stuck.
but he doesn't help you much as far as knowing what happened to the world. So I think what you're supposed to be doing from my little bit of 20 minutes gameplay and from what little bit I've watched people play on YouTube, because I watched a couple other people, like the Geek Cupboard is one of my favorite gaming streamers, and I've watched him play a bit of this a bit further than I got. I think you're trying to see if there's any other people left who got left behind like you did.
Yeah, that looks fun.
What?
I said that looks fun. I love survival games. One of my favorite ones is Don't Starve, which is just the chaotic nightmare version.
Don't Starve is on Apple Arcade, and it's on my list of things to try. I haven't tried it yet, but it's part of my Apple Arcade subscription.
You would probably enjoy the beginning of the game, but there's like a tipping point where things get absolutely chaotic and nightmarish, and that would probably set you off because you've got to like run from stuff and like dodge, which on the iPad I guess would be a little bit easier if you're doing it with your finger, but with the controller I'm like running and trying to open menus at the same time and like trying to get out my weapon or whatever and hope I don't die.
If I can play it on iPad, I think iPad has pretty much ruined me for any other games because
you can tap everything.
Because I can just use my finger. And then I don't have to really worry about being coordinated very much. Although I tried to play Sneaky Sasquatch and I couldn't. There's still a timing element in Sneaky Sasquatch where you have to try to run away from the park ranger. And I want to enjoy that game because I keep seeing people say how fun it is, and I can't get past the very first park ranger, which is frustrating.
Call Isaacin to see if he can get it. I've done that with Wayne before where there's like a huge boss and I'm like, can you just beat this so I can continue playing my game?
I had him do that on I Love You to Bits. There was a scene in I Love You to Bits where there was a timing issue of you need to go down here and press this button and then hurry over here and then run back up here before this door closes. And I just, even though it's on the iPad and I couldn't do it fast enough. So I got frustrated. But okay, then I played Lakeburg Legacies.
Lakeburg
last one. This is the last one of the Next Fest that I played. Lakeburg Legacies. And this will probably remind you of it looks like they left their demo up too.
So they're just not taking the demos, they changed their mind.
Looking, yep, demo's still there.
But you said this is gonna remind me of
I think this is gonna remind you of and now I cannot remember the name of the game. That game that we have played with your brother several times where you have to go to work and get your money and
No Time to Relax?
Thank you, No Time to Relax.
I was just thinking about playing that the other day.
I think the play style is like No Time to Relax. I saw a smile on your face.
Actually, now looking at this, I think I saw somebody else talking about this maybe on TikTok. Is this the one where you're like a matchmaker?
There is a matchmaker in the game, but you're not playing as the matchmaker.
Maybe I'm thinking something else.
You're not playing as a person at all, really. You're just
okay.
You're the omniscient whatever. But it's but the play style of time passes and things are happening as time passes. There's a clock down in the corner. And like every second, I don't know if you can change the time in the game, but every second is another day.
Ooh.
So like if I was to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about that speed, that's how fast the days are going. January 1st, January 2nd, January 3rd, January 4th, January 5th, January 6th. So people grow up and die real quick in this game.
That stresses me out. I'm about to ruin somebody's life in the span of half a minute. Oh, I love this art style though. They're so cute.
Yes, the art style is so nice. The thing that I like about this game is, well, there's no tutorial to hold your hand in this game, by the way. They give you this little thing, this single screen in the beginning that says, okay, what you're trying to do is build up these businesses and get married and have more people to. You're basically just trying to make the town thrive. Just like Fabledom, where you start on your plot of land and there is nothing there. And you may have, like, I think they start you with one person or maybe two people. Okay. In Lakeburg Legacies, I think they start you with either one person or two people. Then you, and so you have to get that person a job.
Ooh, this one has sound?
Oh, I'm turning it off. Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
You have to get them a job. Didn't I just turn it off?
Ooh. The rest of them stayed muted. This one said, "You're going to hear our music."
But you have to get them a job, and then you have to find them a place to live, and then you got to find them a girlfriend or a boyfriend or whatever it is they want.
Okay.
And I mean, you can't just like get them a job and a house and think, okay, that's enough, because it'll still give you that exclamation point going, oh, he's still single. He's still single. He's still single. He's still single. And but also you see there are events that pop up. So it's not just you build the lumberyard and give somebody a job in the lumberyard and then build them a house and then get them a girlfriend. That's fine. Or then they go on dates. And you have to remember, first you have to pick your people, kind of like in what's that matchmaker game with the drag queen Dottie.
Oh, I vaguely know which one you're talking about, but I can't think of the name of it.
Yeah. And she has like 3 games in the series. But the dating kind of goes like that. You have 3 events on your date where you have to, and this is perfect. It's the dating screen right there. You have 3 events on your date where you have to remember, first you have to put your people together. Like you have likes and you have dislikes. Okay. And so when you're when you're trying to find your person, like you go to the matchmaker and it says, okay, I'm giving you a list of people. You can either pick people who are in your town, which at first there's nobody in your town. Or you can pick people out of your town. Okay. From the surrounding area. And you compare the likes and dislikes. And it'll also tell you under the matchmakers, the match is good or the match is excellent or the match is average, the match is bad, So even if you look at somebody and you think, oh, they only have one thing in common, but if the match says excellent, go for it. That's the best you're going to get anyway. And then so that puts them on a date. And then on the date, you got to remember, like there'll be 2 discussion topics. Do you want to talk about kittens or do you want to talk about fashion? Okay. Now you got to remember, did she say she hated kittens or did she say she hated fashion?
Oh no.
Okay. As long as you get 2 this happens 3 times. And as long as you get 2 out of 3 of the discussions right, then it's a love match and you go immediately to get married. And you can either get married or not get married. You have a choice to say, no, I don't want to marry this person. But if you got 2 out of 3, you might as well go ahead and marry him. And so then they get married. And then that's when events start popping up. Life goes on for a minute. And then an event will pop up and say, they've been together for a while, but she's still not pregnant yet. Something must be going on. And then you get a choice of, should you go to the doctor, and then that'll give embarrassment points or whatever.
Oh no.
Should you just let it ride? And then that'll, and usually you let it ride because then, the husband's not embarrassed, and then eventually she gets pregnant, and then, that's the one event I kept getting. But there's a lot of other events, like the wife in some other couple decides that she likes your man. And what are we going to do about it?
Ooh.
And then
this feels like if Episodes meets Sims meets Stardew Valley.
So there's different little things that pop up, but also, you kind of, if you stay just on the map of the
main town
of the main town where you're building up the buildings and stuff, you're going to miss other stuff that's going on. You need to go in where the people are on their, like, click on a person and look at their profile page to see over on the side that different events have been happening, that, oh, these two went out on a date and that gave plus in the happiness column, and this went, and so there's different things that you have to keep track of, like happiness, and make sure everybody's got food, and make sure everybody's got a job, and there's like these hearts, and if you have a lot of hearts, then you can use the hearts to, like, make somebody adopt a baby or do different things like that.
Ooh, that sounds like it's going to be fun, but also stress me out.
It's fun. It's really not stressful. I played this one the longest. I played this one for an hour and a half.
Oh, okay.
Because I kept thinking, okay, when is the demo going to end? And I think the demo itself doesn't really end. It's just that there are,
like, a limited number of events that you can get.
Yeah. It's like it lets you do the main stuff where you can build the businesses, get the person a job. Oh, and that's the other thing. The people, there are like 3 different kind of jobs that it shows they would probably be best at, what their affinity is. But also, like, if you have an empty seamstress shop, right? You can click on the seamstress shop, and then it'll show you all the people who are in the town, and then you can see the stars under their name. Like, a 1 star means if you see the stars while you've clicked on that particular business, then it'll show you the people who are best to work in that business, starting from best down to worst.
Okay.
So you know which ones you should probably put in there, even if it's not one of their top
affinities. Yeah.
Affinities, you can see which ones out of who you have would be the best. Because as you go looking for, if you go looking for people in another town to put in there, it gets more expensive as you go along. At first it's 10 coins to recruit somebody, then it'll be 30 coins to recruit somebody, then it'll be 50 coins. So every time you go looking out for somebody else, no matter which business it's for, it just goes up. It gets more expensive.
Ooh, I need to check and see if this game is coming to Xbox. I looked up I Am Future, and that one doesn't look like it's coming to Xbox like anytime in the near future whatsoever. This one is what, Lakeburg Legacies?
Yes, Lakeburg Legacies. And but what I was going to say is that, so you have all this stuff, but there is a section when you're playing the demo that is crossed out that says not available in the demo. And all I could read at the top of that section was town services. So I think what you don't get in the demo is like the town hall and a mayor. Because I think the ultimate goal of this game is to crown a king or a queen.
Okay. So you've got to build your people up and find a person.
Yeah, it says, take fate into your own hands in Lakeburg Legacies, a social-based village management sim where love is your favorite resource. Play matchmaker to create the most effective and most loved-up couples and help your kingdom thrive. How long will it take you to crown a sovereign? So yeah, you need to get to the point where you have crowned a king or a queen. So I think you'll get that part in the demo. I think you're just the town building part.
Bye, Ronald. Have a good one. He said he's got to go.
Bye, Ronald. Have a good week.
Thanks for hanging out.
So, yeah, I played that one the longest.
I can see why. That looks fun.
I would play that again. I might, just talking about it with you makes me want to go put the demo back on my because I don't have a lot of room on my laptop either. So I ended up like, playing one demo, delete it, play another demo, delete it.
Well, this game looks fairly simple. I might see if I can get it to run, not on this because it's my Chromebook, but on my crappy laptop in the other room, see if I can get this game to run. Yeah, that looks fun.
It was very yeah, the only other thing I wanted to say about it was the point and click bit of it. It was very much a what's the word I'm trying to say? It was very easy for me to control. It was very easy for me to control because usually, I'm not very good with too many buttons, too fiddly. And a lot of the games, that's why a lot of games I only played them for 5 minutes because they were too fiddly. And but this one had me playing because I got sucked into it. And the last game I got sucked into, which is not a it was not a Steam Next Fest game. It was a game that I had on my device about a year ago. And I played it and then I was like, I don't get what is supposed to be enjoyable about this game. I do not understand. And so I ended up deleting it. But then trying to see if I can find a screen.
Then you re-downloaded it? Did you see somebody else play it?
Then I heard people talking about it on one of my other podcasts that I was listening to. And so I'm like, I guess there's more to this game because they kept saying that they were so hooked on it. And I'm like, I guess there's more to this game that I don't understand. So let me try it again. And I downloaded it. And at first, because even though I had deleted it a year ago, again, I guess Steam still had record of my whatever. So it didn't start me back at the beginning. And so I did not even remember how to play this game. So I spent the first 30 minutes trying to figure out what am I doing in this game.
Oh, I would have fully gone into the settings and restart.
Well, I didn't know how I wasn't sure how to do that. So I finally figured it out. And I still don't know what the big deal is about this game, why people want to play this, but I ended up playing it for almost 2 hours yesterday.
I don't see the big deal about this 2 hours later.
Exactly. But I think because it's not necessarily that it's addictive in the way that those clickers are addictive, like cookie clicker.
Yeah, I was about to say this looks like one of those mobile games that you would get a commercial for on YouTube or TikTok, like League of Legends and stuff like that. That's exactly what this looks like.
It's called Shop Titans. I don't know if I mentioned that. And it's basically in the beginning, because I watched somebody play it on YouTube to remind me of the beginning of the game, because again, I had played it enough the first time to kind of get past the beginning. And so now when I reinstalled it, I already had a shop and stuff, and I was like, what am I doing here? I was already in a guild and everything. I don't understand. But basically the beginning opening scenes is like you're walking into town and they're like, oh, you're the new shopkeeper. Here, let's show you the ropes. And then you start with the little small shop and then you can expand it. And then, yeah, I said that at the right time. You can expand it and then you're making armor and supplies for the different adventurers, because it's in like a medieval kind of time.
Yeah.
So you're making armor and stuff for the different adventurers. And then you have to put some of your money into the different other people in the town to level them up because they supply you with the different things you need, like your wood and your cloth and stuff like that. So you and your leather and everything. So you need to invest in their businesses so they can level up, so they can give you more stuff. And then you have adventurers that go out in the woods because there's certain things like enchanted branches that you have to make your axes to sell. So you have to send the adventurers out on a quest. But you don't really do anything on the quest, but just like click and you send them and you wait 10 minutes and then you see how much wood they brought you or how many mushrooms they brought you or whatever you sent them out for. So it's pretty much the all for 2 hours yesterday. I pretty much sat there while I was watching television, clicking. People would walk into my place, and I would they'd walk into my place. They'd ask for a breastplate. I would sell them a breastplate, or maybe I'd haggle with them about the breastplate. And then I'd get the money. And then once I level up enough, I would, it opens up more recipes. Then it opens up more,
Yeah. Yeah.
Why am I trying to even explain this game?
It's a simple game style.
But it's just like, oh, they need this, click. They need that, click. Okay, they want this, click. Okay, they want that, click. This is what I did for 2 hours yesterday. And I had to physically force myself to turn it off.
It makes me think of the shop section in Ooblets, because at a certain point in Ooblets, once you finished enough of the town quests or whatever, then there's an empty building that they say, oh, hey, you can have this as a shop now. And I have spent so long in the shop because it's a very good way to make money, instead of like some of the other stuff that you're doing or like selling individually to the shopkeeps. But the only thing that stops me from spending so much time in that is, one, Ooblets has a day cycle. So at a certain part in the day, people stop walking into your shop. And then also in Ooblets, to place a new item, to put a new item on your little storefront thing, it uses energy. And then to haggle to get more money out of it also uses energy. And so I will go until I am so low on energy selling all of the items that I have. But it's it's super addictive. I would definitely, because it's just super simple. And the haggling, you would probably hate the haggling feature in that, because it's I think I explained this before. It's the little slider where you're trying to catch it in the green, and in the green means that you get more money for the sale. But I've got it down to basically a science where almost all of mine are perfect haggle sales or whatever, but it uses up so much energy.
Yeah. This has that kind of that mechanic too, where you use up energy to haggle with people. But there's nothing else that you use the energy for. So I felt bad overcharging the people, even though it's a fake game. But you know me, I felt bad overcharging the people for the stuff, but it's I have nothing else I can use the energy for. So, and I need the money so that I can get the next guy, because you have to have money to recruit. First you can only build you can only make the swords and the breastplates. But then if you hire a medicine woman or an herbalist woman, then you can start making, herbal teas and stuff. And then, but she costs $10,000. So I did that last night. And then the next person, the wizard guy, does potions or something. I can't remember what he does, but he's $50,000. So he's the next person I'm trying to hire, and I got 47,000. So I'll probably play that while I watch TV today, to be honest.
Mm.
Because it's the thing where I don't have to think, where I can be watching TV with your father and going click, 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 click. But I don't understand. But there's like no story. And you know I like to have a story.
Yeah.
There's no story. I mean, at least... See, this is the beginning of the game. That's why I brought this up.
Okay.
This is the beginning of the game where you just start with your little square and your little, your few racks of things, and then you can make it bigger and bigger and sell more stuff. And it's just the people just come in and ask for whatever you have on display.
Mm-hmm.
And it's addictive, and it's free. It's free. That's the other thing. That's why I reinstalled it, because it was free. It's like one of those free-to-play games, because there is a mechanic in there where the prince comes around every once in a while and says, I have bestowed upon you this great deal. And then they want you to pay $4.99 in real world money to get whatever. Ooh. And I'm like, no, thank you.
You can keep your deal, Prince.
Exactly. So, but that's everything I played.
I told you everything I played. It was mostly Power Wash Simulator and Stardew Valley.
Yep, that's everything I played. So we've been sitting here running our mouths for 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Yeah, I have to go pick up my husband from work.
And I should probably do some more work. So hopefully one of these days, if we don't skip 2 weeks in a row, we might be able to get this video down to an hour.
Or at least be able to talk about everything, because we are skipping 2 whole sections right now.
I know. There's a whole section of stuff that we did that we are not talking about. And I really thought that I was going to go quicker on these games, but
no, you're good. I love watching game demos and hearing people who actually played the game talk about it. So you're good, because there is definitely at least a couple of games in there that I really want to try. And if I can get a laptop like the I've already forgotten the Lakeburg Legacies.
Yes,
Lakeburg Legacies. If I can get one, I would play that by myself anyway. Like that. Also, I feel like would transfer very well to Switch or mobile, because both of those have touchscreen and you can just click it. But also, if I can get a laptop that can run Steam and stream, that feels like it would be a really fun game to stream on like YouTube or Twitch.
Yeah. Yeah, Twitch. Because that's my thing on Fridays or Saturdays, is I usually see what's going on Twitch. So I might look and see if anybody is playing that Lakeburg Legacies demo on Twitch. See what's going on there. Although I have already watched a couple of people play it on YouTube. So
yeah, I might go see if I can find a bot of somebody playing it or something, because I don't necessarily like watching lives. I know other people enjoy lives, which is why I want to go live. I don't necessarily enjoy lives. I like watching like the VODs afterwards, so I can fast forward.
It depends. I sometimes, when it's a game that I've played, like with Wildflowers, I get frustrated when I watch people play and I know that they should have done X, Y, or Z, and they're sitting there going, I wonder how to do blah, 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 blah.
I would just skip forward to, they figured it out.
But I can't help them because I'm watching the video on demand. I'm not watching live. So a lot of times, if it's a game that I know, a lot of times I'll watch it live just in case I have the urge to jump in and say something. Mm-hmm. But then again, there are a lot of people, especially on Twitch, who don't want you to help them. So
yeah, there are multiple people that I've seen watch. Like I said, I watch the VODs afterwards, but I'll watch their VOD and they will say to the chat, like, "Hey, chat, yeah, hey chat, I appreciate it, but if we need your help, we will specifically ask you. Right now, we want to struggle on our own."
Mm-hmm. So thank you to anybody. Well, thank you to Ronald for coming and checking us out.
Yeah.
As usual, he is our faithful. And thank you to anybody who is watching this afterwards as a VOD. On demand or whatever. But thank you for watching us. Thank you for sitting through. If you sat through 2 hours and 20 some minutes of this video,
you better press that like button. You better press it.
If you sat through 2 hours and 20 minutes, surely you like something about us. So
You better press it.
it would be nice.
Even if we were on in the background while you were working on something else, that's what all of our videos are. It's just us talking. So you better like it. And actually, if you want to see more of it, maybe subscribe. And then if you're not sure when we come on, because we were a little late today, if you want to be notified when we're on streaming, why don't you hit that bell? And then you could catch us.
That would be a great birthday present to Artemis / Maya here if you click the like button, because I'm just here to talk. I don't expect anybody to show up, but Artemis.
Meanwhile, I am 30 and I'm dying, and the only way to keep me alive is through your likes and subscriptions. I thrive on likes and subscriptions.
That's not nice.
They feed directly into my veins.
But she likes this stuff, so let's humor her and click the like button and make her feel better. Yeah. And again, if you've made it this far in the video, how about you put a birthday cake in the comments?
Yes.
Since it is her birthday, put a birthday cake in the comments.
Put a birthday cake and a bowl emoji for cake bowl. Cake bowl.
And we will see you next week with more of our chatter, more of our nonsense, and more coffee, because this is the Friday Coffee Klatsch.
Fake coffee.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
I have one end to weave in from this, and I still have put it off because I don't want to weave in any more ends.
Silly girl.